Hey guys, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we always here celebrating the magic of movies and physical media with you. Now, almost a decade ago, Olive released this film right here, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, from a new HD scan on Blu-ray. And while, honestly, it's the best the film has ever looked up to that point, the Blu-ray still definitely had its fair share of problems that I'll get more into in my review. And now in 2024, Vinegar Syndrome has once again set right what once went wrong, giving this classic 1965 film the Royal 4K UHD treatment with a new 4K restoration from the original camera negative, forming a native 4K DI with HDR10 grading. Alright, so let's get into the horror-filled world of Christopher Lee and Dr. Terror's House of Horrors and take a closer look at the 4K UHD compared to the Blu-ray and if it's worth upgrading to and also worth the price tag. Vinegar Syndrome once again sets the bar, proving themselves as leading the way as a boutique label that does it right. And this is absolutely no exception, proving the power of what 4K transfer and HDR grading can really do, especially for a low-budget horror film shot almost 60 years ago. And it's an absolutely gorgeous 4K presentation all the way around. Now, cinematographer Alan Hume crafted an intensely visual film, and the 4K completely remains faithful to the original vision of the filmmakers, with a color palette that excels with beautiful cool blues, bold reds, greens, and vivid yellows. And the HDR grading enhances what's already there by opening up the color gamut wider, allowing all the primaries to shine through that stay active, healthy, and rich. In fact, there's specific shots in the train car that have a really nice intense red or cool blues, almost looking ghostly, seen through the train car window behind Christopher Lee and other characters throughout the film. And this is a real standout that is just an example of the rest of the film and how beautiful it looks. Now, skin tones on the film have never looked very realistic, which was the common aesthetic back then with these kind of genre filmmaking, due to the makeup and lighting choices. The 4K, though, really helps in this department, with giving a little warmth and punch to the skin tones that helps the tones look a little bit more natural than it did on the Blu-ray. And while this isn't a 9-day difference, it's definitely a nice uptick. Black levels on the 4K looks deeper, inky, truer blacks with excellent shadow detail, drawing out more details and information in the image that the Blu-ray just didn't really have. Also giving extra depth in the image, even in the deepest, darkest corners of the frame. Details and textures are incredible here, and with the higher resolution, giving more finer lines within the image that stays consistently as sharp as it can be, without the use of any kind of artificial sharpening done. Whether it be with close-ups or wide shots, it doesn't matter. The background stays active and sharp. Close-ups with facial and skin, the textures do look a little waxy at times, especially with the makeup effects, with the creature and the close-up of the fingers of the creature. And these shots are more noticeable now under the higher resolution. However, you just have to keep in mind this is also just a product of its time with the makeup work, and not an issue with the transfer. And honestly, I think it brings a little added more charm to the movie. The image clarity and definition are excellent. I did notice some occasional shots that appear slightly softer than others, but overall the picture is sharp, deep, and always highly resolved. And you just have to chalk up the softness to inherited film stock from the original negative. And the film's grain structure is fully intact here with nice fine layer of grain, giving us that rich, natural filmic appearance. Dr. Terror's House of Horrors on 4K UHD from Vinegar Syndrome is an extremely strong and aggressive 4K and shows the strength of what HDR can really do. That if you have any naysayers out there that doesn't believe that an older film that's almost 60 years old can really benefit from a 4K restoration and HDR10 and 4K, then you need to show them this as an example. All right, now let's get into the auto presentation of the 4K presentation of Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. And we have here is a mono track. And honestly, for a mono track, this is an excellent sounding track that captures everything on screen perfectly clear. Dialogue never suffers from any kind of dropouts or volume wavering and is consistently rendered clear. This is an outstanding mono track. Alright, so my score for Vinegar Syndrome's Dr. Terror's House of Horrors 4K UHD presentation, I'm giving this a resounding 5 out of 5 for the video and audio. This is just an outstanding 4K presentation. Alright, but now here's a real test because I want to hear your opinion here. When you look at the differences here between the Blu-ray and the 4K, which one do you like better? Or do you see much comparison at all? Head over to the comment section and let me know. Alright guys, so thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes here and taking a closer look at Dr. Terror's House of Horror from Vinegar Syndrome and comparing it to the Blu-ray. Again, this is an outstanding 4K UHD presentation that is available now. You can pick it up wherever you buy your physical media from, or better yet, pick it up from Vinegar Syndrome and help support boutique labels. As always guys, thanks so much for watching. Keep physical media alive, and we'll see you next time with another 4K Blu-ray comparison.